Hello again. First of all, apologies if you can hear some noise in the background. I've got my 3D printer printing away, bit of an experiment. I don't think I'll show it on camera, but anyway, we'll see. But that's the noise in the background. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's all right building these big LED things like this, and you've got your transformers, and you've got your power, and you've got your lights and everything. But how much power are we actually drawing from the mains? And what's the power factor? In fact, what is the power factor? What does it mean? Well, this video looks more into detail about the amount of power that we're going to pull from the mains to power the transformer and to power the LEDs. And for that, I've bought a little box. So let's have a look at this little box. Okay, so here is the little box that I've bought. It's got a little tick next to split-CT. I'll put a little link down below and in the description of where I bought it. So I think I bought it from Amazon. So I'll put a link on there and you can have a look. So what is this box? Well, let's open it up and we'll have a look inside. Right, first of all we have some instructions. This side is in English and this side is in Chinese. And what this does, it goes between, let me zoom in a bit so you can see. There we go. So it goes between the mains here and the load here, and it gives you a display of the voltage, the amperage and the power factor. I didn't know what the power factor was, and a lot of the channels on YouTube like Big Clive and stuff, they talk about the power factor, so I wanted to find out a little bit more what the power factor means, and I'll explain a bit more about that later on. So first of all, let's have a look at the actual devices themselves. Put that back in the box. So this is the main device itself. So first of all, it gives you a bit of a wiring diagram on the back here, but I actually found when I first looked at this a little bit confusing, and I was quite pleased that they gave you some instructions here, because that makes it a lot clearer. You've got 4 connections here. 2 of them are for the mains and 2 of them are for this little thing, which I think is a ferrite or a coil of some sort. I'll double check on that. And this goes over one of the cables, and that helps to pick up the amperage. So that will go into the connections at the side there, so we can see what the amps are that's being pulled across the mains. So we'll put that back in there. This doesn't come to pieces, but there's the diagram on that side, and there's the display on this side. You've got a button here which I believe is for a backlight, so we'll have a look at that later. And the box itself is designed to slot into something, so you get a nice display and a nice bezel on the outside. But of course, this is Mike's LED shed, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to be very practical and build something like that. No. What we're going to do is use this. I've made this up, and this is a small extension cable. So it's got a socket on this end and a normal plug on this end. And it's just got the wires, the neutral, the earth and the live going between it. So it's just like a normal extension lead. So here is just grab this other cable. There we go. So this is just a normal cable, mains cable that you would use, but this has got the sheathing on the outside. All I've done here is I've stripped this sheathing off, because we're going to have to connect this into this box here to get the reading out. And like I say, normally you would build this into some sort of box so it's all isolated. I'm going to do it on my bench so you can see what's going on. I'm very, very careful when it comes to mains, and I would stress that if you're not confident working with mains, please, please, please get further advice. Get a professional electrician to help you. This can be dangerous. I do know what I'm doing, and I will show you how this all works. But if I was doing this professionally, or if I was doing this for a more permanent installation, I would definitely build this into a box. Okay, you with me so far? Good. I'll stop waffling and then we'll have a look at how all this connects up. Right, okay, so you've just seen me wire it up, so let me explain how it all connects together, because it looks like a bit of a spaghetti junction here, but it is actually fairly simple. So you've got the mains plug over here, you've got your three cables, you've got the neutral, the live and the ground. The ground wire we don't touch, that just goes straight through to the socket here. What I've done is I've cut into both the live wire and the neutral wire, which are here. The live wire goes in through the connection and out again through to the socket. The neutral does the same thing. It goes in the connection, out the connection to the socket here. So they just go straight through. Also connected is a neutral and live, which goes into the back of here. As you can see, there's a neutral and there's a live, which goes into the back of here. Like this. Now, it's not polarized as in plus and minus or plus and ground or anything like that, because it's AC, it's alternating current. So it doesn't matter which way around you connect them. The only other connection I've got is this, which is going around. Now, it doesn't actually say whether you put it through the live or the neutral. Again, because it's AC. I've got it round the live at the moment. Later on we'll try it on both and see if it makes a difference, but that is connected by its two wires to these two connections here. And if we zoom in, you can see that these two connections, if we follow the cables round, go to this, which is marked CT, and then these two cables, which are marked, go to the power and the load. Okay, so that's how I've wired it up. Basically, you've just got to put a connection in so you can splice out some power which goes to this. Right, one thing I haven't done is pulled the plastic off the front. So for all you plastic cover aficionados, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh, right, there we go. Stick that over there. Okay, I think we've got to a stage now where we need to switch it on, and one or two things will happen. Either it'll work, or you'll see a puff of smoke and well, things going bang. So let's see what happens. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug this in to my bench, but not switch it on yet. Okay. Let me take this off and then we can see what's going on. Right, so okay, so there's plugged into my mains there. That's going down to the connection there, and I've got the socket there. Over here, I've got my lights, my transformer, which goes down to this connection here. So I'm going to plug that into there. Hopefully it won't fall off the bench. Right, the moment of truth. Okay, so we've got a signal there. We'll have a look at that in a second. Let's just trace the cable back, and as you can see, we've got the lights on there. Okay, so just follow that round, blah 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 blah. Up we go to there, to there, to there. Right, I shall put this back on its holder and we can have a quick look at what the display is saying. Right, okay. I'll tell you what, I'll switch that off. Can we see that better? No, we can't. So I'll switch that back on. There we go. We can see it better now. Okay, I better not put my fingers behind there. I nearly did that. I nearly put my fingers behind there. Whoa, that would have been fun. Right, what we got? Okay, we've got the voltage there, which is 240 volts. We've got the current, which is 0.0881 amps. The energy is 4 watts. We've got power. Oh, sorry, that's watt hours. Got power of 19 watts there. Frequency is 50 because I'm in the UK, and we've got a power factor of 0.52. Now it's changing because obviously the display that's behind me is changing as well. So we've got a power factor of 44 at the moment. Now we've got a power factor of 55, 56. So I'll explain the power factor in a minute, but that's it working. Let's press this button and see what happens. Oh, that's just the backlight. The backlight goes on and off with that button there. So being very careful again, I won't touch the back, but there we go. That's the wires going in there and the display there. So let's just do some quick calculations and see how you can work out all these numbers. Just before we do that, one thing I did say that we'll do is we'll put the monitor thing here onto the power's off, by the way, at the moment. Let me just change that onto the neutral, see if that makes a difference. Right, power on. Don't put your fingers around the back. And yep, there we go. That's the display again, and it's looking exactly the same. Okay. So it doesn't matter which one you do, whether you do it on the live or the neutral, you're going to get the same readings on that. Right, it's the next day. As you can see, the lighting has changed a bit because I recorded that quite late the other night. But I had a thought between recording that last bit and recording now. It's no good us trying to do the calculation on the amps and watts and power factor, etc., without a stable figures to work with. So what I've done is I've just simply plugged this in now. Instead of plugging it into my LED lights, I've plugged it into my desk lights. So I have these quite bright big LED lights which are there, and also up there got one here, look, as well, and I use those when I'm building projects. So I'll switch that on now so you can have a look. Mind your eyes. Okay, so we're now using the desk lights and it's a lot more stable. So let me pop that down there so you can see it. Right, okay, so there we go. So we're now quite stable on the bench with the big lights, the big bench lights. So what I'm going to do, we're going to flick over to Excel now, and I'll show you how we can do manual calculations on this as well. So we've got volts up there, we've got amps there, we've got wattages there, and we've got the power factor as well. So the frequency, like I said before, because I'm in the UK, is 50 Hertz. That's why it's stuck on 50. So we'll jump over to the PC and then I'll show you how to manually calculate these as well. It's not going to be perfect because the calculation in this is going to be slightly different with it rounding up and rounding down, that sort of stuff. But we'll get a good idea of how it all works. Okay, so we can now see the spreadsheet. So I'll show you how to very quickly work out the voltages, the amps, the watts and the power factor as well, if you want to do it manually. First of all, let's do the amps. So amps equals watts divided by volts. So we know our watts is, what is it at the moment? 22.8. So let's go for 23. We know our volts is 243 at the moment. It's supposed to be 240 volts, but there you go. So the amps is 0.01, and yes, it is 0.01 on the display as well. Okay, so let's work out the watts. If we know what the voltages is, which is 243, we know what the amps is because we've got it on the display and we've got it on the spreadsheet, which is 0.1. So the watts is 24.3. So like I said, there is probably a very small rounding between the watts, between the calculations, but you get the very close to what it is. So the volts, so the watts is the volts times the amps, which is that. Power factor is a bit more complicated. The power factor is the watts divided by the volts times the amps. That's why the volts times amps are in brackets. So we know what the wattage is, which is coming from there. We know what the voltage is, which is 243. And we know what the amps is because it's 0.1. So our power factor is 1. And on the display, it's 0.94, which is almost 1. So our power factor on the lights is very, very good because it's a 0.9 or 1. It'll always be between 0 and 1. It will never be over 1. So 1 is very, very good. 0.10 isn't so good. So that's how you can manually calculate the amps, the wattages, and the power factor for your displays or your lights, etc. Okay, so we're back on the bench now. You can buy these from Amazon. I'll put a link down below for that. It's not an affiliated link or anything like that. I don't get anything out of it, but if you want to buy one, I'll put a link below. It's described as Amazon as an AC current, voltage, amperage, power, energy, panel meter, LCD, digital display, ammeter, voltmeter, multimeter with split core current transformer, CT, AC, 80 to 260 volt, 100 amp. There you go. That's the full description from Amazon. A couple of other things that this has. It has a overcurrent protection. If the backlight starts to flash, then it's overcurrent protection. And pressing the button for the backlight will also do a reset of it as well. The power's off at the moment, so my fingers behind will be okay. If you want one, there's getting them from Amazon. Like I said, it's quite small. It's designed to go into a panel, and you've got a diagram on the back as well. I'm going to switch the power back on, and it's going to be on my bench lights again. So watch your eyes. There we go. Right, so that's it. This is a nice little power meter if you want to build one of these into your circuits as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, if you like what I do, please subscribe. There's a link down there as well. And also don't forget, all this talking is making my throat dry. So if you can buy me coffee, there's a link down there as well. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.